This week on the Island Times News Update, Atlantic Beach voters oust 2 incumbents. The Atlantic Beach Commission will consider an exemption to the height limit for a storage business, and Tropical Storm Erica may be taking aim at Florida. Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Atlantic Beach voters opted for change in an election Tuesday. Mitch Reeves won his second campaign against Carolyn Woods, who was elected mayor in 2013. This time, Reeves bested Woods by 41 votes, which is still outside the 0.5% margin for an automatic recount. Woods has said she will not contest the results. Reeves took 1,614 of the 3,187 ballots cast in the mayor's race, or 50.64%. Woods' total was 1,573 votes, or 49.36%. The margin for John Stinson was wider. The political newcomer bested incumbent Maria Mark 57.73 to 45.27%. There were 3,163 ballots cast in the commission's Seat 2 race. Reeves said his top priority was to build consensus on issues and bring the community back together. Voters in Atlantic Beach approved ballot question 1, which will make several changes to the city charter of Atlantic Beach, but by a large margin they turned back ballot question 2, which would have restricted voters in Atlantic Beach elections to voting only for candidates running in their district. Over 60% of the voters said no on question 2. Reeves and Stinson will both take office on Monday, November 9th. The Atlantic Beach Commission will consider a use by exception for the owners of the former Palms Hotel who want to convert the property into a boutique hotel and sell alcohol on the premises. The new owners plan extensive renovations to the property, including on the interior courtyard where they plan to sell beer and wine as an amenity to their guests. The Community Development Board recommended the Commission move the use by exception forward with certain conditions. The hotel would be required to stop alcohol sales at 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and at 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Zoning Director Jeremy Hupsch said the property owners are fine with those conditions.
Their primary goal is to operate as a hotel and service their guests. They don't want, a loud environment where their hotel guests can't sleep. So they're not trying to run, an all-night establishment.
The maximum occupancy of the courtyard area would be limited to 35 people. Greg Schwarzenberger of Neptune Beach is one of the applicants for the property. He said the hotel does not want to open the courtyard to the public.
Our hotel is very small and quaint. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been there before, but we purchased a hotel and invested in this business to get into the hotel business and not the bar business by any means. And part of the allure of our hotel is that when you walk into the courtyard, you literally feel like you're in another world, a small, lush courtyard that's very quiet. And the last thing that we're going to allow this amenity to do is to take that away from the guest.
The Commission gave unanimous consent to move the use by exception forward to the next meeting September 14th, when it will be open for debate and public comment. The Atlantic Beach Commission will also consider a request for a variance to the city's height limit for the self-storage facility at the intersection of Atlantic Boulevard and Mayport Road. The owners of the existing self-storage business hope to rebuild some of the buildings on the property to make them 2 stories tall, but to do that, the buildings would have elevator housings that would exceed the city's 35-foot height limit by 2 feet. Ashland Investments has owned the property for about 40 years, according to attorney Randall Whitfield, who's representing the company. He said the company has spent about $500,000 over the past 18 months improving the property. Whitfield said the small areas that exceed the height limit would not be visible from the street.
We've done everything we can, and the area is not habitable. It's only there to house the mechanical equipment to bring the elevator up and down. And the elevator also helps us to maintain ADA compliance.
Commissioner Jimmy Hill pointed out that while he considers the height limit to be kind of sacred ground, the area where the company wants to build the storage unit is surrounded by exceptions to the height limit.
There's an overpass that far exceeds what they're looking at on one side of them. There's a gym that we made an exception for, and theirs is mandated by the federal government. If it wasn't for ADA, they could have their building exactly the way they were trying to build it within our code. So I don't really see any issue at all with doing this.
There were no objections to moving the variance forward to the September 14th agenda. Well, when we come back, Erica may or may not become a hurricane next week, and right now the smart money says no. This is the Island Times News Update.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The current forecast track from the National Hurricane Center for Tropical Storm Erica has the system moving almost due north through the center of the Florida Peninsula and never becoming a hurricane. If that track holds, the storm would pass to the west of Jacksonville about midday Wednesday. We'll monitor the storm and let you know how that changes over the next few days and take a look at our more immediate weather in just a couple of moments. The Jacksonville Beach City Council will hold a special meeting on Thursday, September 3rd at 6 p.m. The purpose of the meeting will be for the adoption of the 2015-2016 fiscal year proposed millage rate and tentative operating budget. The proposed budget for Jacksonville Beach for next year is $159.8 million for the city, which is nearly 5% less than last year. The city's property tax base grew 8.71%, according to the Property Appraiser's Office. City Manager George Forbes has proposed a millage rate of 3.8974, a slight decrease from last year, but still above the rollback rate of 3.7662. The Beaches Museum and History Park will be opening its newest permanent exhibit on Thursday, September 10th from 4 till 7 p.m. The exhibit will be on display at the historic Mayport Depot in the museum's History Park. The exhibit brings alive the early railways at the beaches, Henry Flagler's development of the Florida East Coast Railway, and the role they played in the history of our community. The opening will feature guided tours, activities for kids, and the unveiling of a model train display. The next acoustic night at the Adele Grange Cultural Center will be Sunday, August 30th. Local musicians play from 6 till 8 p.m. in Bull Park, adjacent to the center. The event is free and open to the public. Well, as we keep an eye on Tropical Storm Erica, the National Weather Service says we can expect a wet weekend for this last weekend before Labor Day. A good chance of showers and thunderstorms will be with us Saturday and Sunday, and then we may begin to feel some of the effects of Erica if it holds together through the Caribbean and moving north. All of that, of course, is subject to change. For the weekend, look for highs in the mid-80s and lows in the mid to upper 70s over the next few days. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted to the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.